Hello and welcome. Today I toured the internet to see what's up, and it seems Joe Biden, current president of the US, Donald Trump, former president of the US, will be debating live tomorrow, and everyone is anxious, excited, and nasty about it. Up in Canada, also, it seems Justin Trudeau has been taking some L's, and the internet wants him to resign, or at least part of the internet wants him to resign, which he chose not to, and so people are being nasty about it, I guess. And so today I want to talk about, well, politics. So hear me out, just a thought. If you are new here, welcome. I'm happy you stopped by. On this channel, we talk about everything critical thinking, wisdom, faith, just ideas about how to do better and be better. So if that sounds good to you, subscribe today and let's do it together. So, as I said, this is an interneting episode. And as you know, I just pick something that is trending online and see what lessons or thoughts we can retain from it. The idea isn't to just gossip or be part of the trend necessarily, but it's also to learn how to critically think and make better decisions. It's to grab lessons out of all of these events or trending social media. And so, as I said, today I want to talk about politics because in the current climate, whether you're again in the US, in Canada, in Europe, in Africa, you are probably hearing and seeing a lot of commotion online, on TV, some about Donald Trump, some about Biden, some about the Democrats, the Republicans, the liberals, the conservatives. And you're even hearing things about Emmanuel Macron, the French president, and his husband, wife person, about Putin, about Kagame, about Korea, and everything. And you're even just hearing a lot of nasty comments or nasty behaviors online because of politics. And if you have not been privy to all of that, if you have not seen all of that, I congratulate you because you're probably not on the internet a lot. So we could learn from you, that's for sure. So I have personally seen the complete collapse of politeness and good manners and just graciousness and courtesy because people are really going after each other over one candidate or another, over one party or another. And it's just really sad to witness, to be honest. So it can be overwhelming when you have your head right in it. So I want to remind you and of course myself to get our heads out of the internet. Sometimes we just need to go touch some grass and remember a couple of key things here. I guess the first thing to remember is that politics is the name of the game. It is all, after all, still some sort of game to win power and influence. I know it sounds very cynical and I don't mean to ruin the fun here, but if we are realistic, there's a lot of strategic maneuvering, competition for power. Sometimes it's money grabs, personal gains. Sometimes it's, industrial complexes or pharma. It's a lot of things that, constitute politics. And I've even witnessed what I would call spectacles in politics. So we can't be distracted by the back and forth and our allegiances to certain parties, left and right, that we lose focus on the bigger picture. The fact is, wherever you are, of course, political decisions themselves have real and significant impact on, our lives and our society. And we have to just remember that the individuals and the parties and the leaders are all part of a game or a scenario or a script, should I say. I would encourage you, if you decide to partake in politics or political discussions, or even if you take action, to focus your attention on the policies, right? The policies and the ideologies rather than the people like you and me who just have opinions on those ideologies. Again, I have seen so many nasty exchanges of people in real life and on the internet, on social media about political candidates, and I'm baffled how low some of us can go insulting others and even threatening them. I saw threats over an allegiance to a person or a party. Like I said, it's very, very sad to witness. Because the second lesson to remember is the good old saying, united we stand, divided, divided we fall. This saying is true, and it emphasizes the importance of unity and collaboration among people and groups and nations. Like I said, I have witnessed some just nasty exchanges over politics, and I see friendships being broken, family ties being weakened, professional careers that are jeopardized over division on politics. And everyone should have an opinion, of course, but to break ties or to break friendships and families seems to me like a complete waste. I would like to stress that in real life, the factor or the thing that matters more than who wins an election or who is your leader or what ideology advances is how good your relationship is with the people you love and how well you can manage yourself when you are in disagreement with a person. Whether it's your parents, your kids, your neighbors, your friends, we forget sometimes that human beings were not made to be alone or to feel alone for that matter. And that fighting for a cause or an ideology or something you believe in is good, but it can go too far and make us happy to win a debate in the moment, but unhappy in the long run. Strong families and strong communities are what makes a society successful. And to have strong bonds comes from, learning to disagree without being nasty, combative, disrespectful. A family that is divided, just like a couple that is divided, just like a country that is divided, will go nowhere. And this applies whether you're in the US, in Canada, in Africa, in Europe, in Asia, wherever. Wisdom is wisdom. United we stand, divided we fall. So let's not lose precious friendships. Let's not lose our cool. Let's not become ugly people. Let's not break family ties because we are too caught up in something that will pass 1 to 5 years from now. Let us learn that even people we disagree with are still people. Which brings me to lesson number 3, the most important lesson of all. The third and last lesson to remember, and I will confess that I struggle with this myself, is that we're not fighting against people. We're not fighting against people. We're fighting for goodness, or we're fighting against evil. In other words, we have to remember that when you hear someone, speak or look at them act a certain way that you disagree with, you're disliking the behavior. You're disliking the speech. You're disliking the attitude. You're disliking the ideology, the circumstance. But everyone can learn. Everyone can do better. People change and grow up and evolve. People can grow from ignorant to knowledgeable. People can go from enemies to allies if they are given basic human respect, a little conversation, a lot of grace and patience. I know you listening know this quote from Maya Angelou that said something about people forget what you said, but they always remember how you made them feel. And this is 100% true. We've all been in a place where we thought we knew everything, only to discover down the line, later in life, that we know nothing. We all remember somebody who gave us grace and patience, somebody who saw us at the worst of our time and still loved us through it, or at least respected us through it. So we have to quit attacking the people, right? The individuals, our friends, our mothers and fathers, our neighbors, our colleagues, people on the internet, and just attack the ideas, the behaviors, the ideologies we disagree with. Anybody who's in a serious relationship, or even a parent, or any manager, knows to always address the issue but not belittle the person. If you have a child and they do something stupid, you don't want to tell your child they're stupid. You want to say that the behavior that you're witnessing, you don't like it, and it could be stupid, but they're not stupid. Otherwise, they won't thrive. If you're in a marriage or relationship, you already know that if, your other significant other is leaving stuff everywhere, you don't want to call them a pig. Maybe you want to say, I would love for you to pick up after yourself, or I don't like when you leave stuff out here. It's just messy and dirty, but you don't want to call them names. Otherwise, you will never be able to build that relationship or get anything you want out of it. And so if you have been following this channel for a minute, you know my faith. And so I will also share this verse with you that says it all so well. And even if you're not a believer, not a Christian, this is still a summary of what I'm trying to say. And so because it's wisdom, it's also wisdom for you. The verse says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." If you own a Bible, if you're Christian, you probably already know that you can find this in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. If you have never opened a Bible a day in your life, or don't even believe in God, or hate anything religion and Christian, or even if you're wondering why I'm bringing this up in a politics video, I will answer that. First, welcome to this channel, and I'm happy you're here. I hope you stay. Second, this is what we do. And third, biblical wisdom absolutely belongs in videos about politics because, like I said, wisdom is just wisdom. It's universal. It's true for you. It's true for me. It's true in all circumstances. Also, God is real. And if you want to, seek out, if you want to know why, if you want to seek out, my apologetics about it, there's a full series available on this channel, and it's precisely for people like you. And so next time we are tempted to get angry at someone we disagree with, next time we are desperate to make them see our point of view, next time our fingers are just itching to write a savage reply on Instagram or Twitter or WhatsApp or YouTube to someone with opposing views, remember that the person is just a person trying to live and survive like you. A person with dreams and aspirations like you, and good days and bad days like you. A person who might not have all of the information you have today. And so you can grab that opportunity to give them that information nicely. A person that perhaps has never been given grace, patience, respect, love, and maybe you can build bridges instead of tearing them down even more. You don't fight against flesh and blood, you fight against powers. So treat the person as you would like to be treated. If you're still doubting this for some reason, I guarantee you, for example, that you know at least one person who is super nice, adorable, but when they are hungry, they turn into monsters until they have food in their stomach. Maybe that person is you. You know that person is you. So hunger can be the problem, but the person is not the problem. Or maybe you know of a person who always looked good, was very nice, smelled wonderful, put together, just a charm to talk to, and you lost contact for a bit for a reason that you ignore. And they unfortunately went through a hard time, a depression, And one time you met them on the street and they were just different. They seemed irritable with you. They, avoided eye contact. They looked a whole mess. They smelled worse than they looked. And they just really got mean with you for some reason, or seemed like they didn't want to talk to you. They might not be a bad person because you remember them being a good person, and they just are not in a good place right now. You do not fight against flesh and blood, but against powers, right? So sometimes other things are at play here. All that to say this: politics are politics. They're a hot topic right now. There's a debate tomorrow. There will be other debates. There will be other candidates. There will be other presidencies. There will be other ideologies. There will be, sensical things, nonsensical things. There's always a hot topic in politics, especially every 4 years or 8 years, depending on where you live. But we should remember to not lose our cool over that, to not burn our relationships over that, to not become the ugly person over that, to not attack the folk, but to attack the problem. Politics are a game most times. United we stand, right? Divided we fall. And we do not wrestle against flesh, but against powers. So you might say that's all good and well, but what do I do then? Well, if you are someone who's involved in politics, who, just participates in all of that, I heard somebody say last week, vote for policies and laws you believe in. Propose solutions when you can, but be graceful while doing all of that. And don't forget that the people you think you have allegiance to, the parties you think you have allegiance to, are playing a game. The policies are what matters. The laws are what matters. I hope this reminder helped you. Send this to someone who needs to chill out, to calm down this election season, and hopefully repair some relationships that you might have burned. As for me, I'll see you next time.